Jack, just talk us through the first kind of 2 months at Stadium MK. How's it been for you?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been good. Thank you. Obviously, it takes a bit of time to gel into your new team, but the boys have been great, helping me settle in. And no, it's been a good fresh start for me. Obviously, having spent my adult career at Gills, it's nice to have a new start and a new challenge. No, obviously a disappointing result last weekend, but I'm looking forward for the season to get in full flow now.
Is there any extra pressure on you personally? Do you feel coming into a side that's done so well, that's played so well, that's achieved a lot last season, in League One? Does that add any kind of extra pressure on you to come into the club and perform well and be part of that?
I think naturally a little bit, yeah, because obviously the fans obviously have seen a well performing team last season, and the boys have all been a part of that. So naturally, you want to come in and match that, and if not go better. But the staff have made it very clear that that season's gone now. Ultimately, they didn't get promoted, which is obviously disappointing. But it's all about this season now, so there's no sort of dwelling on what's happened in the past or what might happen in the future. It's sort of the here and now. So we're just looking to be as positive as we can for now, and it's a fresh start this season.
And ultimately, any professional in any field of work wants to test themselves as much as possible, wants to progress and develop. And I presume that's exactly the same with you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I spent obviously a lot of time at Gillingham as a young lad, and I sort of felt that my path was run there. I sort of did what I could there, and it's definitely the perfect opportunity for me to come and test myself further at a club like MK. The gaffer made it very clear his interest in me for a few months beforehand. So obviously that was a big drawing point for me to come here and continue my progress further.
And just how much no disrespect to where Gillingham play at all, no disrespect. But tomorrow you've got the Stadium MK potentially, plenty of people inside Stadium MK against a big side like Sheffield Wednesday will bring a big following. How much are you looking forward to that first home game?
Yeah, I can't wait for it. Obviously, you want to play in front of your home fans as soon as possible. So I'm excited to see them all. And I've heard great things from the lads about the support they give. And I obviously saw that at Cambridge last week. They travelled in great numbers and were very supportive on us during the sideline. So no, I can't wait to play my first game and hopefully get 3 points on the board.
Look, we've heard all of last season, and I'd imagine it will continue this season with Liam. Liam's kind of company line is never too up and you're up, never just kind of steady as it goes. But do you guys talk? Presumably there are aims and targets that you want to achieve, and promotion is one of them. Do you guys talk amongst yourselves about it?
I think we discussed as a group during pre-season what the aims were for the season, and like you said, ultimately our one ambition is to get promoted this season. With the players we've brought in, the staff, and the sort of the culture that the club installs, that's definitely our aim for the season. And I think from what we've seen in training and the pre-season games, we've definitely got the potential to go and do that. But it's just about putting the good training onto the pitch now and getting results.
Who's who's kind of who have you been working closely with since you've been at the club player wise? I mean, who have you been maybe asking for some advice and getting some help with at the club? Presumably, Dean Lewington's amongst those players who helps out. But have you kind of been drawn to anyone in particular?
No, I think all the lads in general are very good. The experienced lads, I feel comfortable asking them for any advice. But obviously, being a centre half, the natural ones are the skip, and especially was having played near enough every game. I think for the last couple of seasons, he's obviously used to the way MK play and what the gaffer demands from a centre half of this club. So it's just sort of getting into those new habits, learning as much as I can, because obviously it's a very different style of football to what I'm used to. So it's just about trying to learn as much as I can as quick as I can, get it all in the system, and then once it's in my brain, then I can hopefully go and put the performances in on the pitch.
Yeah, working with Warren O'Hora must be pretty decent. He's obviously, as you've said, been so steady. He's been there throughout last season, and you always get a good performance from Warren O'Hora. So to kind of be alongside somebody like him must be really useful.
Yeah, like you said, you know what you're going to get from Woz every game. He's very solid, reliable centre half, and obviously having played against him in the past, I know that he's a very good player. So to come in and sort of pick up things that he does as a centre half, they're definitely things that I can try and implement into my game. And yeah, especially the skip obviously as well. Having played for as long as he has, there's a lot I can learn from him as well.
and he's played a long time.
He has indeed, yeah.
Okay, that's all from me, Dave. Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate.
I think perhaps a little bit too much was made of the performance last week at Cambridge. For me, it was a bit of a patchy 45 minutes, and then second half you guys grew into it. But the work you've done this week, was it obvious? I mean, when you walked off the pitch on Saturday, what was wrong in that first half on Saturday, or is it something that you all guys have had to come back in on Monday and sort of go over with a fine-tooth comb?
I think after 45 we sort of knew what was wrong, really. I think, like you said, we grew into it in the second half. We were just a bit too passive, sort of made it a bit too easy for Cambridge to defend against us, really. Didn't offer as many different ways of attacking as we have done in pre-season, sort of testing them both with the short and longer passing. But no, obviously it's easy to get carried away with the emotions of Saturday on Saturday. So it's always important to sort of have that debrief during the week, which we did on Monday, and sort of after the emotions have gone out of the game, actually calming down and watching the game back and seeing how it looks. So we've definitely picked up from the things that we need to improve on, and hopefully I think we've all learned what we need to do better and what we can do better, and that's just a matter of time now before we can try and implement that tomorrow.
And you mentioned the ambition of promotion. Obviously, there's going to be an awful lot of clubs with that at the top of their list as well. One of them will be Sheffield Wednesday, who you take on tomorrow. It's not going to be an easy one, is it?
No, definitely not. No, they obviously just missed out last year in the playoffs, like we did here at MK, but they're a very ambitious team, obviously. You can see the players they brought in and the money they spent this summer, that they'll obviously be very ambitious to get promoted this year as well. So we're definitely not expecting an easy game, but it's an opportunity for us after losing our first game to go and bounce back and hopefully get the 3 points. So we're not scared of them. We obviously respect them because they are a very good side at this level. Let's not be stupid about that, but we see it as a game to go and win, and we're going to do everything we can to do that.
And of course, with them bringing in an awful lot of fans as well, hopefully Don's having a decent support at home. It's going to be one of the bigger games in the division this season, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, obviously they naturally do have that big following, as they're a pretty historic club. Played in the Championship for a lot of years, so they might feel that they're applying their trade a division too low for them, for their standards. But ultimately they're in League One now. So yeah, these games are always good when you do have the big crowds, and they're the games you want to play as a footballer. So I'm looking forward to it.
Top man, cheers, Jack.
Cheers, mate.
Stadium MK has pretty much been off limits to you guys throughout pre-season, but this week you guys been training there. How has it been finally getting a chance to acclimatise to the stadium and training?
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, obviously. It's not been bad at all, not being at here. The training ground we've been at's been good, and we've got in everything that we could have asked for there. So it's not been a hindrance in any way. But obviously, naturally, it is nice to get back to the stadium, which is obviously our home, and where obviously the players spent all their time last year. So hopefully we can get settled in here pretty soon and start winning some games at Stadium MK.